Get it. Let's get it. What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of Who Gonna Catch These Hands. I'm your boy Joe Prophet. And you see, I got a guest with me today, man. Listen, it's this. I was gonna tell you to introduce yourself, but let me go and do it, man. You know, this is I don't know. Should I call you the boogeyman? Because the way these dudes run, you might just call this man the boogeyman at 160, the old Snatcher himself, Mr. Marquis Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Man,
welcome
thanks
my
for
boy
having
to
me.
the show.
Thanks for
You know,
having me.
come on, man. It's almost mandatory for real. You know,
Yeah.
uh, look, Keith, you got something big coming up in the city, December 13th. You know, in Houston, Texas, at the Red Isle. Man, tell me how you feel about that, man. And
I'm feeling good about it, man. I'm what we now minus today, 2 days away. So I'm feeling great. It's here now, so man, it's a long time in the making, man. Me fighting in Houston in my hometown. So it's long overdue, and I'm just excited that I can get my hometown crowd a show. It's always exciting when you can fight in your city, so
yeah, I
excited.
think the city deserve it, man. You know, because you really embody what the city's about. You know what I mean? Shit ain't really it ain't been really going your way like how you want it to go, but you still keep putting your feet on the pavement. You still pushing forward. You know, it's very motivating and encouraging. You know, for a lot of people, especially when they get a glimpse of your story and they see where you really trying to take this boxing thing.
Yeah.
Uh, Now when it comes to this opponent, man, I ain't really heard too much about this guy. Like, what do you know about? Like, as far as what you could tell and what you studied about this guy. You know, tell me
Well,
about that a little bit.
he's a he was actually gonna be like the co-main event
Yep.
on the card.
Okay.
Originally I was supposed to fight Peter Kamakov, which was the 2016 Russian representative in the Olympics,
Okay.
13 and 07 knockout. So the original plan was to snatch a O in my
Yeah.
city, to fight real tough, fight somebody real tough right here in my hometown, which we thought we made it happen. But unfortunately, Ivan Kamakov suffered a bruised rib in camp, so he had to pull out. Luckily, Ivan Panzik stepped up to the plate, and since he was already fighting on the card, he just
Yeah.
got bumped up to the main event.
Yeah. Yeah.
So big opportunity for him. My NABF title, middleweight title is on the line. So he has, a really decent record, 15 wins, 2 losses, 7 KOs. So, pretty decent record. He's 6'3", you know what I'm saying? Tall, lanky guy, stylistic challenge. So, like I said, we still try to, do the best we can and, still have a, really good competitive fight right here in the city.
I like that. Now, this guy this injury, was it? Did you think it was convenient? You know what I mean? Or you get hurt in training. It can happen. It's a
I think
possibility.
I think it was very convenient. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was very
Yeah.
convenient. I think it was a little sidestep. I think he kind of realized, it was in my hometown and things like that. You know who I am. I'm no snatcher. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was, a little convenient, but I only could take what was told to me, and as of right now, he has a bruised rib. He had to pull out. But all I could say was I was trying to bring competitive boxing right here to my hometown. Like I said, he was the 2016 Russian Olympian. So he,
That's it.
yeah, he represented his country in the Olympics in 2016. He's been having a successful professional career, at 13 wins, 0 losses, 7 KOs. 33 years old in his prime. So I said, I'm hard road Keith, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I
yeah, facts.
You
And I
know
seen it with
that.
my own eyes. So it ain't, I am a little biased when it comes to you. I try not to be, you know what I'm saying? Is you
Mm-hmm.
from the city, like you was literally probably the first fighter that I actually interviewed and brought on. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of things with you. It's a little different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now speaking of different, I seen you got some different stuff going on. Like, you know, what I mean by that is I seen, you know, former world champion Sean Porter, you know, has been real supportive of you, you know, been around. Look like you've been, you know, getting in some training sessions with him. Man, tell me about that. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, he's actually my head coach now.
Say what?
Yeah, yeah. Sean Porter's my trainer now.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
so yeah, he gonna be in the corner. This Friday the 13th. He actually took a leave from he's usually the analyst and the commentator for Red Eye on the Zone. He took a leave of absence from doing that because he's gonna train me that night. So he my full-time coach now.
Right, that is I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty crazy. Like I seen how, you know, he was embracing you and
Mm-hmm.
certain things like that, but I thought, you know, maybe, you know, he stuck around for the camp, but to actually, you know, come on as the head coach, hey, that's big, man. You know, that's a real good addition to your team, I believe. You know what I mean? You got a lot of day ones in your corner, your Pies, T Nit, you know, them
Mm-hmm.
guys like that. What do they think about the change of, you know, bringing Sean Porter on?
Man, everybody just see it as a blessing, man. Everybody just see it as a blessing, man. I actually went to Vegas and we did the whole camp together. You know, we was originally supposed to fight Peter Kamakov. So 5 weeks ago, I flew out to Vegas and I stayed down there in Vegas and we trained the whole camp. He trained me every day. We sparred. Um, like me and Sean actually sparred. You know, and like I said,
How the
it's
hell was
crazy.
that?
It's crazy to like have your head coach still be able to get in there, squabble with you 6 to 8 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So that was that was a pretty cool experience. Like I said, it was an experience like no other, man.
How
I'm
many
blessed.
rounds y'all go?
We went we went 6 rounds.
Okay.
We went
Now was
six
it
rounds.
high
It was
intensity or we just
Yeah,
you
it was some great work, man.
okay.
Sean could any day really could come back if he wanted to. To be
Man,
honest with you,
yeah.
you
Cause
know
he ain't
he
leave on no down, no, you know what I
nah,
mean?
type of guy that retired on his own terms, but his body's still good, instinct still good, speed. Um, he may have lost about 15 to 20 pounds during this camp, because he was training right alongside me. So I really had to push really hard, the same tactics and style of strength and conditioning that he used to achieve greatness, he made me do. So
Mm.
he was out there. I feel like he was trying to break me.
Yeah,
He was bringing
hey,
me to that point of wanting to give up, but I got that dog in me, and I rose to the occasion, and I trained hard, and we trained 6 days a week, multiple times a day. I was in isolation, just me. And from time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, it was boxing. So he challenged me. He took me to a place I ain't never been before. So
mm.
shouts out to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it's about. You know, breaking you down to build you back up. You know, uh, I like this. I like this question right here from my guy Mikado. He said, "What have you learned and implemented in your game from Sean Porter? Like, what's something that you learned and implemented in your game from Sean?"
One thing that I learned from Coach Sean Porter was to not rush myself. We worked on the jab a whole lot, setting things up. He know I'm a dog. He know I like to fight on the inside. He know I like to push my opponent back, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he just taught me patience. That's all. So we worked on that snap and jab, different variations of the jab, and doing things when I want to do it and when it's right for me.
Uh-huh. Look. I'm gonna bring a couple of my guys up. Let them ask you a question or two. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, man. Let's do it. I'm bringing my guy Lunatic up here, man. Lunatic, what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right,
You and
sweet.
my you and my guy Marcus Taylor, man.
Nice
Go
to
ahead and
meet you.
shoot it at him, man.
It's me.
I had a question. I was wondering. They dubbed this guy as the next up and coming Margarito, and he didn't have that full potential. He's coming off a 2-year layoff and then a 1 round knockout. What do you think that he's going to potentially bring to the ring on Friday that is an improvement, or is there something that you already have in mind that you have a game plan for him?
Um, well, I'm really grateful that he accepted the challenge of stepping up to fight me. To be honest with you, I haven't watched any tape. But I have sparred a guy of his stature. I was sparring McKenna in Vegas, another 6'3"
Boy, hey
middleweight.
Mac, McKenna,
Hey
bro.
man,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I seen that.
and AMAC got a lot in the toolbox. AMAC can do a lot of things. He could box, he could fight. He's strong. He was way bigger than me. Um, so I said, everything happens for a reason. When they told me, this guy was 6'3", pretty tall, and I was like, man, boom, I had sparring like that. And it was against another top ranked middleweight. So I never really watched any tape. I know for sure he's coming to take my belt, for sure. I know he's coming to try to get that NABF title. So I can never underestimate him. And I expect a tough fight.
Um, After this fight, if you are victorious, where in line do you think you're going to be as far as for a 160-pound world title to leverage the NABF to get into world title contention?
Well, that all depends on the news that I hear in a couple days. I have my trainer Sean Porter out in Germany right now to put my bid in to put me in the top 10. Come to find out, I beat more undefeated fighters than everybody in the top 5.
Mm. Okay. Hey, man. Look. Hey, cold hard facts.
So, so Carlos Adames is about to fight Hamza Shariz. I think
Yes.
Hamza Shariz is about 2-0 when it comes to undefeated fighters. This would be Carlos Adames' first undefeated fighter. Shane Mosley, I think he's like 2-2 with undefeated fighters. Austin Williams is like 2-1 with undefeated fighters. So you just go down a list, and it's just, the argument that we have is that I have the best resume as a middleweight right now when it comes to me facing undefeated fighters. If you compare my resume to their resume, like my 10th fight, I fought Kermit Cintron, former
Yes.
world champion, on my 10th fight. You look at everybody else's 10th fight, they were fighting like guys like 20 wins and 11 losses and things like that. So, you know, my coach Sean Porter, he gonna wake him up tomorrow at the convention. So I'm waiting to hear the news on that. Plus this win this Friday, I'm looking to be in an eliminator fight next year and to ultimately fight for the WBC world title next year.
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
that's you've been on Adama's line for a little minute. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
mentioned when I was talking to my guys earlier, I mentioned Janet back as well because I know that's another name that you've been trying to get.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
yeah, but after you how you handled that Cuban prospect, like
Hmm.
and he with them guys. You know what I mean? They all over there, silence in Vegas, so you they
Hmm.
talking.
Yep.
So when you come around, it's just like nah. Nah. And I see it. I get it. I understand it. Like, because like I said, I seen you working. I know what you're about. It's like you really are dedicated to this shit. Like, anytime I ever pull up at the gym, I see you there. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, anytime I pull up, you're there. So I mean, I know what it is with you, Lunatic. I appreciate it. Let me get somebody else up here for you.
Thank you.
Man, my boy, Maniac up here, man. See. Maniac, man, what you got going on, man?
Yo, what's the word?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What's good?
You with the old Snatcher, man. Shoot it at him, man.
What's good with you, man?
it's good with
I can't call it. All right, so hey, look, the landscape at 160. Laura's still right there, right?
you.
How you feel about a Laura fight?
Man, that would be a great man. That would be a great opportunity right there, man. I would love a Laura fight.
Yeah,
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 OG of the game. I feel like he on his way out. It's time for a young cat like me to come take the torch from him. Be
Okay,
honest
so
with you.
hypothetically, if somebody like Adamas know that you've been on his line for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
most likely he'll try to avoid you, right?
Correct.
So if you don't mind me asking, what would be your backup plan? Like, who would be your backup to
Well,
to
him
get
and
you?
him and Hamza Shiraz already. I know they're about to fight on a turkey card.
Mm-hmm.
And if Laura don't want it, and Zanabek, don't want to give me the opportunity because he's also looking for like a unification bout with Laura or Diamonds. My thing about him, I'm like, I feel you, bro. They scared to fight you. You know what I'm saying? They are
Yeah.
scared to fight you. He's been calling these guys out. Hamza Shiraz decided to fight Carlos instead of him, so because he was the number one contender for the WBO belt, but
Mhm.
Hamza Shiraz or Shariz, whatever his name is, said no to Janabek and conveniently went to go fight Carlos Adames for the
Right.
WBC belt. I'm just saying, man, if you need, some work in between time, I'll take that fight. I would
Yeah.
like to fight Janabek because, to be honest with you, I think he the best at 160 skill wise and boxing wise. I feel like he top dog. I want to knock out the top dog. That's just who I am. I like to challenge myself. I like to prove people wrong. I like to be the underdog. All that
We love
because
that underdog shit.
for
You know
And
what I'm
you
real.
saying?
know what?
We love
And
that.
I think you gonna make some noise and surprise a lot of people that's gonna try to try to avoid you. But I do disagree with some you said. I don't think Janabek is the best
Okay.
skill wise at all.
Okay.
Um I think he's tall. And I think he's pretty tall, and he has decent skills. I'm not saying he's
Hmm.
bad, but I think his physical aspects give him an advantage over some of the people
Hmm.
that he fight. But I think
Hmm.
if he gets somebody in there that punch in between that shit, it's over with for him. He gonna break
Like
down.
me.
Yeah, exactly. It's over with.
Who
Punch
you
in
think,
between.
man? Who you think the best, like skill wise? Who you think top dog at
I
160?
definitely want to hear this.
My dog, I'm biased though, man.
Are you
I'm,
ready? You ain't ready for this answer.
I'm biased.
Just sit back
Hey,
and wait,
look,
Marquis.
my
Here you
favorite
go.
fighter,
Here you
my
go.
favorite fighter is Jamal Charlo. So I'm gonna be
But
biased.
Maul, that's a good answer. But Maul, I don't think he can make 160 no more, man. I think he
Okay,
going
so
up to
okay, so
68. So
let's
who
be
else? Like
realistic. Okay, let's be realistic. Um, amongst the champions, definitely Lar. Amongst the
Lamar, okay.
I give it to Laura for sure. Um, and to me, that's why I brought up Laura for you because I actually think you should fight Laura because I think you're gonna bring. He's scared to have that Jared Hurd type of heart in
Hmm.
front of him, and I think you're gonna be punching. You a lot more explosive and a lot more athletic than Jared Hurd for real. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You way more lighter on your feet. So
Hmm.
I think Laura would have a lot of trouble with somebody as young as you and hungry for real. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh man, I appreciate that, man.
for sure, bro. For sure, bro. I appreciate you coming up here, Keith. For real, bro. Appreciate it, man.
So no problem. Appreciate that.
All right, Joe.
Uh, Bring my boy Southern up here, man. See what he talking about, man. Southern, what it do, man?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Um,
Can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you, dog.
Oh, yeah, I'm not on cam right now,
Yeah,
but
go
um,
ahead.
but I think at 160, man, I think you're gonna give some of these taller guys trouble, like Sharice. Like Sharice, I saw when he fought Ammo, and I saw he used his length a lot in that fight, and he was giving him trouble on the outside. But I feel like someone like you that can get on the inside, play bully ball in the ring, that can make guys uncomfortable. I feel like you can definitely break down some of these taller fighters at 160.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I watched him fight Ammo too, and Ammo actually popped him a couple times. It just Ammo ain't really know how to fight on the inside like that. He kind of got too wide when he got inside. It'll be a totally different fight with me because once we get on that inside, I'm not gonna widen up. I'm gonna stay tight. I'm gonna push him back. I'm not gonna create the space. Um, and I just feel like he ain't really that good on the outside. To be honest with you, his defense kind of questionable. I just really didn't see anything special besides that. He had some great length.
Same. I noticed the same thing when I watched that fight. I noticed that he did what a taller fighter's supposed to do when you're fighting a guy who's smaller and doesn't have a reach like yours. He was able to capitalize off of that in that fight. But I feel like someone like yourself in 160, for these guys who are kind of used to being a little bit taller than guys, because you're tall middleweight as well, being like 6 feet 6'1", getting in there with guys 6'3" makes them a bigger target as well to the body.
Exactly. I'm gonna kill that body. I'm coming to kill that body, man. You already know I'm Snatcher. I'm body snatcher too.
That's why when I saw the guy Panzik, he's 6'3", I'm like, man, he's a lanky guy. I feel like he's gonna give up a lot of his body, and I think that's gonna be the problem Friday night for that guy.
For sure.
Now look, you were speaking about Carlos Adames' last fight, and I do remember that because, like, I was literally one of the ones that was hollering loud that Terrell Gausha is giving this dude a boxing lesson. Like, he schooled that dude, man. Like, he really, honestly, I couldn't. I thought it was a sweep, bro. I thought that boy, like, I might even sound crazy saying it, but like 8-fold his ass. Like, he did Adames. He had Adames looking crazy, in my opinion. I don't know what you think. I'd like to know what you think. What you thought about that fight and the outcome.
I ain't even watched that fight.
For real? Yeah, man, Terrell Gausha, he schooled this dude, man.
It makes sense, and I'm not surprised. Terrell Gausha dropped Tim Zoo.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Terrell Gausha be giving boys problems. That's not no easy fight for nobody. So
not fact. And it definitely ain't. I don't know what he got, like that old uncle style. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But that shit is very effective. I can't even stand it. It's very effective. Hey, Southern, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Let's see. We got one more. I think this is my boy Matt right here. King, man, you there?
Yeah, I was typing in the chat. My bad. Salute, Marquis. How you doing today? So, Joe. My bad. I have some questions. I'll put them in the chat though. But since I'm on, I'll just ask. I was gonna ask you, brother, how do you stay motivated knowing that your opponent could potentially pull out at any given time? Because seeing that happens to you a lot.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. That has become a thing. I don't know, man, how I stay motivated, man. To be honest with you, I'll be motivated throughout the whole year, man. I'll be hoping I get a call or somebody fall out from a big fight and they need somebody last minute. So, it's not new to me, like, staying motivated when I don't see light at the end of the tunnel, because this whole year, even right after, like, give you an example, right after I won the NABF belt, I didn't even take a week off, bro. I was right back. I got like a 4th round TKO. The fight was easy to me. So I got right back in the gym because I'm like, man, what if a big fight happened, somebody get injured, they need somebody to come in last second. I'm like, I'll be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I guess I'm optimistic like that, bro. I never want my phone to ring and I'm sitting on the couch. I never want my phone ring and I can't take the fight because I haven't been in the gym. So I kind of just got used to staying in the gym and just staying ready.
I respect that because Joe always brags about how much of a workhorse you are, and like Joe alluded to earlier. But the upset of the Cuban, we know it's going to be an uphill battle for you. But my next question would be, with you working with Sean Porter, do you think, or has your notoriety increased? Or do you think potentially can increase? Because, you know, he has a big voice now in the boxing game. He's commentating. He has a podcast. And he's definitely a guy who doesn't shy away from, respectfully, like the dudes that don't have the big name and trying to promote people. So you think it will help you in the future?
Well, yeah, definitely. He actually told me I have to change my whole mindset. I tell him like, man, my bad, coach. I come up from the B side, you know, and you came up, you made it to Olympic trials, you know, and everything like that, and your career was a little different. You know, it was a successful career nonetheless, but you came up from the A side. Me coming from the B side is how I had to come up. I mean, like I tell him, I wouldn't even probably even met you if I wasn't didn't have this mindset. I didn't work as hard as I did. You wouldn't have saw me do what I did to the Cuban. But since he came in, he's told me like it's not about to be your life no more. We're gonna have structured camps. We're not taking no fights 3-4 week notice, 2 week notice. We're not doing that anymore. I kind of got disappointed. I was like, we not.
That's
I was
what
like,
we on, man. What you mean we ain't
like
doing
we
it no
not.
more? That's how
Like
we
I
got our
can't come
name
up.
out, man.
I can't stay ready. Come up 2 weeks. He's like, nah, we passed that. We're not doing that no more. So now he's kind of changing things up, shaking things up, and we being more efficient with training. And I think it's pretty cool because it's more just about the physical aspect. Is spiritual, mental. It's you know I've been beating my body up for a minute now, especially this year. I've been beating my body up for a minute. So he tells me that rest, breaks, things like that is necessary. And I can't go on like I've been going on. So that's why I'm so grateful to have Sean Porter on my team now because as to your point, he is about to shake things up. Like right now, he's in Germany at the WBC convention, and he'll fly back here in a couple days. But he's actually out there to put my bid in to be in the top 10. So, um, you know, just be where I deserve to be. You know, where I've earned my right to be at, which is in those. I should be in every top 5 of every sanction. Because if you look at all the guys in the top 5 of every sanction, my resume is arguably way better, and I've faced way tougher and better opposition than guys that's in the top 5.
I agree with that. Yeah, King, man, I
Cool.
appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Man, look, I said now, I told you I was gonna do some random stuff too. Cause I seen we'll talk about some other fights, you know what I mean? It's coming up, potential fights. Some of these fights that I seen that you have, you know, kind of piqued your interest and seen that you've been kind of commenting on these too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking about Shakur and Kid Austin. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I know. You might some people might say that you biased when it comes to Shakur because you know y'all training in the same area together, whatever. You know what I mean, and you kind of know the ins and outs of what's going on, right? But when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to that fight, and we're talking about a real fight here, not the sparring session that you might have witnessed or didn't witness. How you think that fight goes? You know, with Shakur and Kid.
Mm, honestly, I just think Shakur is just still a couple of levels above Kid Austin. Not trying to say anything bad about Kid Austin, but I think Shakur is just a couple levels above Austin right now, and I think Kid Austin still got a couple things to learn, especially based off his last fight. Got a couple things to learn and a couple things he could fix before he steps in there with somebody like Shakur. Not even somebody like Shakur, before he steps in there with Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
That's just
And
my
you know
honest opinion.
you've been in there with them and things like that. But what about some of the people that say Shakur runs, he ain't trying to engage and these type of things? From somebody that's actually been in there with him. When you hear somebody say something like that about Shakur Stevenson, what do you think about that?
Man, Shakur gonna do what he got to do to get the W. on any given night. That's the thing about Shakur. But as far as his toolbox and his bag, it go deep, man. His bag goes deep. He's the type of guy that just really could sit right in front of you and make you think that you can touch him and you can't. He's a master of um of range and distance. He's mastered range and distance. He's mastered counterpunching. He's mastered walking you down and beating you up if you don't come in and bite off his counters. His accuracy is really good. His timing is really good. You got to do different things to try to your best to disrupt what he doing. But other than that, man, it's a difficult fight for anybody, not just Kid Austin, but for anybody.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And for a
Now,
young, like Oscar said, for a young prospect, that's a hard, you know what I'm saying? That's a big bite right there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
yeah,
too much that you could chew right now. You know what I'm saying? And you see what Oscar said.
right. He
This
told him
ain't just
straight
like
up
I
he wasn't
said.
ready.
He
Yeah,
calling me biased, but this is
yeah.
listen to
He
what his
came from his own.
promoter
Yeah, came from his own promoter for sure.
read between the lines of what his promoter was saying.
Yeah, I seen you.
And
I seen
Oscar
you. I
been
seen you
boxing way
dissect that.
longer than me. You know, Oscar been in this game 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Way twice as long as me. So I mean, I'm sure he know a little something about boxing.
No, for sure. So that so when you saw what Oscar said, that was something that you was like 100% in alignment with, like at
I
least
knew
Oscar,
it.
yeah, at least he
I
ain't
knew it.
crazy. You know, he see what's going on.
He know what's going on. He not the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan, but I mean he
For
ain't
sure,
dumb
yeah,
either.
yeah. I'm gonna check this question out from Lunatic. He says, when you become world champion, what actions will you take to keep the mindset that brought you to boxing? When is enough money enough?
I'm not gonna get into like the money thing because that's the same thing that could make you lazy, not hungry anymore. You know, when you saying like how much money is enough, I'm trying to go for accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to accomplish some things. I'm trying to cement my name in boxing history. Um, I I'm not gonna lie, I am like frustrated and mad that so much. I feel like so much time has been wasted. I'm 31 years old now. But you know, it's just like delayed gratification. You know, I'll be comparing myself to like Jordan sometimes. Anyway, his first championship to like 7 years. You
Mm,
know, so delayed don't mean denied, and but I definitely feel like it's my time now. And when I get these opportunities, the run that I'm about to go on is about to be crazy. I'm about to go on a
oh, yeah.
crazy run, man. I'm about to go on a crazy run, and hopefully I get the biggest fights that I possibly could get. And I'm about to go on this crazy run, man.
When you when
I
you
feel
when you
like I got 6, 7 years of just a crazy run that I'm about to go on.
mm, and then so in that crazy run, if you could, what's the dream potential matchup for Marcus Taylor?
Canelo Alvarez before
Mm,
he dip out.
mm, mm. Yeah, I like that, man. I like
Hey,
that.
you ain't talking about money. That's all the payday you need right there. You
Yeah,
talking
yeah. One
about
Canelo
money,
fight definitely gonna get it.
but not even just the payday. Just to have that name on my resume before he leaves. Who else is big right now? Mm,
Hmm.
I don't know, man. To
Are you
somebody
going?
else.
You know what I'm saying? You stand at 160 to 68 because you know what I mean. I know you ain't been at
I
people
feel like
too long.
I feel like I'm a top out at light heavyweight.
Okay.
I've always said that. Even when I was 147, I was like, man, I'm gonna fight light heavyweight one day. So
Yeah,
now I'm
that's
160. I know I'm gonna fight 68, and who knows? Once I keep filling out, may even a light heavyweight fight one day.
Like heavy. Okay, I like that, man. Look, Keith, man, I ain't gonna take up too much more of your time, man. I appreciate you for coming through. You know what I mean? It's always love when I see you, bro. Like I said, I appreciate you blessing the show, taking the question for my people. You know what I mean? And damn, bro, I wish I could be there on the 13th, but I'm literally leaving in the morning. I want to be there so bad, but however I can watch it. Yeah, I'm not. And I'm gonna tap in with you after the fight. But like I said, man, I appreciate your time, man. And we're gonna chop it up later, man. Look, it's another episode of Who Gonna Catch These Hands, featuring my player partner, the old Snatcher, Marquis Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Listen, dog, we're gonna do it again, man. Look, and we out. Peace, man. Appreciate it.
See.